Hey guys, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well and that you're staying safe and staying inside and not going crazy about being stuck in your house for so long. Um, I guess, by now everyone knows we're not going back to school, which is unfortunate. So we're going to keep up with what we've been doing and we're very close to being done with Gatsby. You just finished chapter 6 and chapter 7 is next, and there's only 9 chapters, so you're really close to being done. Chapter 7 is the most intense chapter. So, like I told you at the beginning, my favorite chapters were 2, 5, and 7. Chapter 7 is probably going to be your favorite because a lot goes on. However, it's the longest chapter of the book. So, the audio is like 50 minutes long, but there's so much that goes on. It's literally almost every page something big happens. So, in chapter 6, you got to see a party where Gatsby through and Daisy was there, and so was Tom, which is awkward considering now Daisy's cheating on Tom with Gatsby, even though Tom's still cheating on her too, and Nick's in the middle again. You got to see how Tom kind of treats her, right? So, and to the point where you see how she starts to treat Tom, even giving him her little gold pencil to go and get addresses and phone numbers of other women because she doesn't really care because she's with Gatsby after all this time, and all their feelings are back for each other after 5 years of not seeing each other. So, and then in chapter 6, you got to see the moment where Gatsby and Daisy met for the first time, and that symbolic moment where it talks about a flower blossoming, right? And so hopefully you picked up on what that meant. It's kind of a secret meaning, but if you really think about it, that first moment where they're together, and they're symbolically now in love and going to be together for the rest of their lives, they think. So that was chapter 6. There is a moment in chapter 6 where Nick and Gatsby have a conversation and they disagree about something. And Nick says that he can't do this, and Gatsby says, yes, I can. And if you can text me on Remind and tell me what that disagreement is and what Nick says he cannot do and Gatsby claims he can, I will let you skip a section on Edgenuity, and I will go through and I will bypass it for you so you can get through with Edgenuity faster. So that will be the extra credit for this. So if you have read chapter 6 and you can text me that before next Monday, then I will go into Edgenuity and bypass an activity and a whole lesson for you so you can skip something and get it done faster. So again, in chapter 6, it's when Gatsby and Nick disagree about something. Going on to chapter 7. So chapter 7, like I said, is where kind of everything comes to a head. The crap hits the fan. So much is going to happen. You have a huge fight in chapter 7. You have a moment where it is really obvious about the affairs. And then you have another moment where somebody gets murdered. And then you get to see the aftermath of that. So all of that happens in chapter 7. And like I said, it's the longest chapter, but it's the most intense chapter for sure. So when you're reading chapter 7, I want you to think about the temperature that is being portrayed in chapter 7. So remember, we're midsummer and things are getting really heated. And so it talks a lot about the temperature outside and the way it makes the characters feel, and kind of it's setting up that idea that something's about to occur. So think about that as you're reading. Also think about how Gatsby describes Daisy and how Daisy is acting towards Gatsby. There is some obvious moments in this that you say, oh crap, I can't believe they just did that with the spouse in the other room, and you can tell that things are about to explode, and it all happens in chapter 7, so it's really good. So for this week, what you're going to do is the check-in form. Then you're going to do watch this video. Then you will read chapter 7 or listen to chapter 7. Then you will do the character reactions assignment that is on Google Classroom, talking about the reactions after the murder occurs. And you will, I'm not going to tell you who gets murdered in chapter 7. Y'all just have to read. But it's not the last murder that occurs in the book. So, little teaser. So, you have to talk about the reactions of the characters after the murder, and then there's some analysis questions about the big fight scene after it all occurs that I want you to go through. And so that's it for this week for your stuff in Google Classroom. Again, keep working on Edgenuity. I know I've had at least 2 people finish Edgenuity already, and so they're just working on Gatsby stuff. Remember, guys, the Gatsby stuff is going to get you prepared for you taking those upper level classes next year. So if you're going to take AP, English, or On-Ramps with me next year, which if you're taking On-Ramps next year, you will have me as a teacher again. If that sways your opinion at all, which you should do, then your analysis of this book is really going to help you get there and make sure that you're ready for that upper level thinking for next year and not just based on Edgenuity, that basic stuff. So I will leave you to it for this week. And then again, don't forget about that extra credit. Text me and remind if you want me to bypass something on Edgenuity for you. And then I will get back with you next week for chapter 8. And we're almost done. So again, hope y'all are staying safe and keeping busy as much as you can. George, I know you wanted me to start this video by saying, hey, all you cool cats and kittens, and I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it or take myself seriously if I did. So that's for you. But anyway, I hope that you all are doing well, and I will see you all next Monday.